digital transformation case studies. Let's take some of the classic transformation stories. Adobe, Sonnen, UPS is another story which is mind-boggling. Nike, digital transformation. Ikea. So these are world-class institutions today. Their story holds good for others to replicate the model. Let's take example of Adobe. Adobe was called Adobe Systems and sold box software, I should say. When the 2008 financial crisis kicked in, the company made a risky decision to move from a license-based model to a subscription-based model. Conventional wisdom is license-based, isn't it? So you have concurrent license or yearly license, and based on the number of users, you start paying the license fee. That's the copyright those who have invented these systems have got right. So they redefined their service offering and divided into 3 cloud-based solutions: Creative Cloud, Document Cloud, Experience Cloud. This is how the Adobe became a cloud company operating in it's a popular SaaS, software as a service model. So it's like using electricity, it worked on subscription based. So this is a beautiful concept. Now, the Creative Cloud, Document Cloud, and the Experience Cloud are 3 cloud-based solutions Adobe is offering. Meanwhile, as a part of their digital transformation, they acquired web analytics company Omniture and an e-commerce platform Magento. The company also realized they could achieve their goals only if having the best talent. Therefore, what they did is to focus on making sure people are happy at a company, invested in building an employee-focused work culture, benefits, and employer branding. After all, whether it's financial service or a software house, it is a human capital plays a big role. So it's a good thought, employee-based work culture, and again, employer branding. You have to necessarily make sure every employee is an ambassador for the brand. They employed a data-driven operation model that helped to monitor the business growth. Everything is analytical. There's absolute data available, and monetize it. Monitor it, and then start bridging the gap. The digital transformation happened on many levels. The new business model, SaaS, as I mentioned earlier, new technology, cloud, redefined service packages and positioning focused on enterprise clients, integrated enterprise, again, new HR management strategy, embracing data-driven operation model. Adobe examples proves 2 important facts. One is the digital transformations can create a substantial competitive advantage for business, isn't it? So if you have a transformation in substance, that's going to create huge amount of value. How do you differentiate and how you are competitive in relative terms? That's the bottom line. It has to happen across the whole organization and redefine the way of doing things for everyone. Unless you bring in that reorganization, unless you bring in substantial competitive advantage and making sure at every level, it's not only at the top management, perception down the line has to play a role, middle management, lower management. So everyone in the cross section has to transform. Once you transform the business model, people has to realize and converge on the vision. So vision convergence, as I call it, has to happen. So people, process, and technology as integral part of the transformation can change the business and change the business model. And substantive thought leadership is required to do the transformation. The next case is interesting again, Sonnen transformation. Sonan is a renewable energy B2C service provider. The company enables households connected to its network to produce, store, and share their electricity, isn't it? So it is a very important division of labor. At the same time, division of cost and rationalization works to create a win-win model. Sonan's case is particularly interesting as it's decided to embrace digital transformation because their business was growing so fast. They need to rapidly grow the teams. They have to go on fast track, improve the service ecosystems, work on internal process, deal with high volumes of traffic and data, free technical debt from their older products, comply with the regulations on different markets. Now, if we bring in all these changes, recognizing these challenges and ensure these are mapped to professional respects. In 2017 and to 2021, the 4 years, Sonan went through the digital transformation that was concentrated around two complementary pillars. The first one was transition to Agile. It facilitated changes in the company, the overall organizational structure, adjusting its needs to its customers, employees, and ever-changing markets. That's the kind of rapid transformation taking place in the stakeholder side. So you have to take care of customers, employees, and the changing market dynamics. The second pillar was related to the software that Sonan used to manage its operations. Right? So you need the way it is integrated, the way it is customer-centric, designed and delivered needs to change. The changes include improvements in the sales part of the application and the sales process. Everything is process in a service industry. The more you simplify it straight through, everything will work as turnaround time will come down. Now the customer service has changed and collaboration with partners and the process level as well as software level, you have a major transformation. So thanks to the digital transformation, recorded increase in the number of leads and then conversion into clients acquisition, customer acquisition, streamlined communication process between partners and the sales team, moved all communications internal software rather than connecting multiple external applications from different brokers. So you need an integrated middleware. Now, gain control and transparency over their business process, which is a solid ground for future growth. Everything is process, even in financial service as we practice. Next case study is equally interesting, UPS. UPS is an international shipping and supply chain management company. It was founded in 1907, which makes we all think that the digital transformation was just another transformation on a long timeline. It was established customer companies tend to have most difficult challenges, the culture, right? Embracing the digital transformation, and UPS did it and proved that it is changing its dynamics. And UPS methodology is very simple. Back in 2012, UPS was already relying heavily on digital technology, but this is when they started a digital transformation in logistics and operations. They had two main goals. One is to speed up the delivery process as a supply chain management enterprise, to introduce real-time packaging tracking, tracking I should say. So tracking the packages and making sure delivery is streamlined and delivered on speed and accuracy. In 2012, they built a fleet management tool that used machine learning to set optimal routes for delivery drivers. So it's important that you understand streamlining through machine learning. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are integral In this case, machine learning has been set to optimal routes for delivery drivers. The system significantly increased the driver's productivity, decreased the cost, and reduced the carbon footprint. Again, more transportation, more carbon emission, isn't it? It's estimated that the software development played a very big role and saved a lot of money for UPS, nearly 300 to 400 million annually. Another example of UPS transformation activities is the introduction of multiple systems that leverage data to enhance the internal operations, such as sorting packages, loading trucks, etc. So it's all how you converge on the technology, how do you change the business process, how do you ensure you internalize it to bring in the tool to professionally turn it around in terms of overall customer service. End of the day, turnaround time matters. Service and ensuring your customer is satisfied matters. When it comes to Nike, another case study, sometimes around 2017 they realized that while they were one of the most recognizable brands worldwide, their brand image has weakened. They were perceived as just another sportswear company. That's not good. Having that in mind, Nike decided on a digital transformation focused on enhancing brand image and customer experience. So what do? They set 3 goals. Double the innovation. Innovation is vital. Double the speed to market. And again, double direct connection points to customers. 3-fold goals. Nike started with a more effective use of analytics, focusing on digital consumer data. They also updated their e-commerce strategy. That's the name of the game, isn't it? Everything is online with things that is improved UX, user experience, and better adjusted membership options. Their offline activities correspond with the online marketing, the overall growth strategy. Nike focused on delivering a unique experience to shoppers who visited their offline stores, especially the flagship stores. Nike's digital transformation activities have been multifaceted but kept the 2 priorities, branding and customer experience. That's the centerpiece of the whole game. It helped the company to thriving the multiple lockdowns in 2020, 2021 on account of COVID. Nike's stock price grew from 52 to almost 88 in 2 years since the transformation began. Another furniture company, Ikea. Let's look at the case study. Ikea is a multinational giant that designs and sells ready-to-assemble furniture and home accessories. Convenient, easy to get it fitted. After running an analog business for almost 80 years and becoming one of the world's most recognized trademarks, Ikea decided to undertake a digital transformation in 2018. That's the vision, isn't it? A prime mover advantage is important in any business. Being a retail company like Ikea focused on developing its e-commerce, running an online shop and a traditional store are 2 different things. Running both at the same time is a whole new story. It is impossible to say where one part of the digital transformation ends, another begins. So these are changing dynamics in today's context. The new generation, they don't want to waste time. You have perfected the selection. You picked and chose what exactly you want, what price it is, how cost effective it is. You have your budget and you made sure you picked up the right items, right color combinations, right fitment to your space. To adopt this new business model, they use this, transform their stores and use them also as a fulfillment stores. So it is a question of making sure the customer get the fulfillment experience. The overall satisfaction is important. To operate 2 business from the same space, thousands of space like this, Ikea stores and distribution center, they use algorithms to manage the supply chain. On top of that, they focused on developing analytics and involve them in the decision making. So what's the trend? How the various types of furniture being preferred, and what is slow moving, what is fast moving. You have to understand the data dynamics, monetize it, and make sure that you produce based on those customer preferences. That's what they mean. The same customers were shopping at Ikea online and offline. To enhance the customer experience and keep consistent branding across all channels, the company decided to connect in store, online with the customers. For example, one can start designing their new kitchen on Ikea's website and come to the stores later. So it's a combination of both, online as well as offline. Sometimes you want to physically see how it looks. So it is not a simple apparel. When you want to set it up, you want to design it to your satisfaction and make sure what you conceived are all fitting into reality. So they physically visit as well. They can connect with the remote customer meeting point in the store and be found by a store employee. So digital transformation is about employing digital technologies to reinvent your business for your benefit and to your advantage as well. And the customer get the value for it. So that's the reorganization in terms of business model. It takes a fundamental shift in thinking to run it effectively, but it seems like there is not too much choice left. You are forced to change. Either you innovate in terms of digital transformation or you are out of business. The clients are already in the digital era, and going digital is not only about a competitive edge, it's also about survival. If you want to sustain your business meritocracy, better you go into a digital model. Otherwise, you are extinct. The day of your closure will come. So, digital transformation is not an option. It's a virtual world. All the tools are available. Recognize the business model. Ensure you come to terms with this changing phase of the world and embrace the change and make sure you get a value out of it.